Did you say, I said you're eating and you said you're not chewing?
I said I'm not chewing. But now I am. I wasn't chewing then.
What? Do you think eating is only when you chew?
Yeah,
Oh, he might have a point.
I do.
You're not eating gum.
So if you have food in your mouth and you're not chewing it, you're not eating.
No,
It wasn't in my mouth at that point, though.
but it's the act of eating.
But what about gazpacho?
What are you eating?
A piece of chocolate?
Like, you don't chew soup.
That was so loud for chocolate.
It was from the freezer?
You freeze your chocolate?
Well, it
Yeah,
depends.
dude.
Yeah, it
It lasts
depends.
longer.
There are certain things that, like,
Yeah, frozen chocolate's pretty good. What kind of chocolate are we talking about here?
Dark chocolate. I bought it from one of the Vegas airport chocolate places.
What brand?
What percent?
The Vegas airport chocolate places. I don't know what it is.
We need to overcome our poor roots, Nick, and you don't have to freeze your chocolate. You can just eat it. You can eat however much you want and then buy more.
But it's to slow me down.
I understand. I get it.
It's not a money thing, Eric. It's a calorie thing.
So you're just trying to prolong it and have nice chocolate for as long as you can.
Yeah.
Got
It's just to make me take longer to eat it.
Got it. Well, eat it only when you're chewing. Yeah.
Is it harder to eat frozen chocolate?
Yeah. It takes longer to get through it.
Of course it's harder.
Apply yeah. What? Hey, is it harder to eat frozen spaghetti, Gavin?
It's harder to drink frozen water.
Chocolate's already hard.
Yeah, but it gets harder.
Is this the beginning of the episode?
I
Is
know.
this
I don't know.
in the episode? Is that what this
I feel
is?
like
This?
if I timed myself eating chocolate from the fridge versus chocolate from the freezer, I assume they'd be very
All right.
similar.
Can you write that down for us, Jeff?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get
Thank
in the
you.
notes.
Yeah,
It's different. It's different.
Gavin eats
Gavin self chocolate race.
thaw and frozen chocolate self race to.
well, there needs to be a
see
room temp
how
one too, right? You
dumb
need all
he
Oh,
three.
yeah.
is.
You got to have a
Oh, yeah,
base.
we need a baseline.
room temp.
Gavin, I freeze
Okay.
before I fly because I don't like flying. I freeze a bag of dark chocolate M&Ms, and that way by the time I'm on the plane, they haven't melted.
Oh.
I think M&Ms
What's that?
don't melt. Isn't that like their thing?
Yeah,
Have you been in the Vegas heat? They melt.
melts in your mouth, not in your hands. I believe
Yeah.
was the whole catchphrase.
Yeah, they melt on the inside of the shell.
Kit Kat melts so quick.
They were designed for the U.S.
Still-
military in World War One. Isn't that right? World War One or World
I
War
don't
Two,
know.
maybe.
Is that what the M stands for?
To give the soldiers, yeah, it's military and might. No, I think it was just like to give the soldiers
Marshall
something
Mathers.
that they could eat without getting chocolate all over their hands while they need to kill people.
Jesus Christ.
Is this the episode? Are we in this episode?
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Regulation Podcast. This is episode 60. You'll notice we switched it up a little bit and we did some talking before the intro. Now we're just like
It's a throwback.
easing on into the intro. It's a bit of a throwback to our old face days. Nick, go ahead and bleep that one to make sure that we do it right. My name is Jeff Ramsey. With me, as always, Andrew Penton, Gavin Free, Eric Bedour, Nick Schwartz. This is part 2 of Las Vegas.
Smee shat on my Nintendo Switch.
First one or the second one?
I had my Switch 2 for 3 days and he shat on the screen.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Really?
What kind of hatred must that cat have towards you to shit on your Switch screen? And you think it's a jealousy thing? Like you spend too much time with your Nintendo and not enough time with Smee?
He actually just shat on a blanket on the couch, but then he always tries to bury the shit. And my Switch was on the blanket, so he just kicked the shit out of the Switch until it was face down in his turd.
Man, no matter who you are in life, no matter where you are on terms of the success ladder, up or down, we all have to deal with shit. Always. It never goes away.
Bet you if you pulled that airport guy, he would not think that that'd be a Gavin problem.
Does anyone not have to deal with shit? Like, is anyone so rich that they just shit and walk away and then a bunch of people wipe their ass and clear it up and stuff?
Babies.
I assume so. Babies and old people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about how rich Gavin would be to have a ball knuckler.
What?
Is that Bezos? Because you knuckle the balls or whatever. You punch you do something. The pee better.
Oh,
You had like 6 episodes about how you like pressed your balls or something.
No, it wasn't about me knuckling my. I was talking about if there was going to be a bidet attachment.
Yeah.
I'm not there knuckling the back of my balls. I just think it would help get the drips out.
Oh, you've never done that?
I'm a ball lifter and a ball sort of compressor, but I've never knuckled the back.
I'm pretty sure you've given the impression that you've knuckled the back because people keep talking about how it was a great tip you gave them and how they're doing it just like you now.
No, but I do it with like a thumb. I've never been able to. There's no angle that works for knuckling the back of my balls. How'd I get back there?
I don't know.
You'd surely have to do it from behind, and there's not enough room to get my whole fist down into the toilet, and my elbow goes the wrong way.
But you do your thumb.
On the list of rich guy weird jobs you have for them, ball knuckler would not be high on the list. That's not a fun one.
Like, as if someone wanted that job.
Like, I feel like you hear about super wealthy people paying for someone to just always be their caddy.
Like how Snoop Dogg has somebody who rolls joints for him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there are fun rich guy jobs where the person just has an absurd job because of they're getting paid by someone who has an absurd amount of money. Ball knuckler would not be one of those jobs. That would be low on the ladder.
It probably comes with full benefits, though, right?
Oh,
Like if you get a 401k, health and dental, you could stomach some balls.
What if you were
Yeah.
so rich that it carried on down? Like, what if the ball knuckler had a hand sanitizer?
the ball knuckler. The way that you said that was like it's a profession. Like it's like like the executor or whatever.
Yeah.
That's just a long line of ball knucklers.
There's a ball knuckler, and next to him is a guy that sanitizes the hands of the ball knuckler.
Oh, there's a sanitizer. It's a
yeah.
whole different job.
So it's like you're going skin to skin. You're not wearing like a blue glove or anything. And then as soon as it's over, then somebody cleans your hands for you. And that's like reclaiming your bit of dignity. You have to touch a rich guy's balls, but now a guy who's a little bit lower on the totem pole has to clean your hands from those balls.
This is a horrific thing to imagine, but it is funny to picture it like it is a NASCAR pit stop every time you leave the bathroom. Like there's just a team of people rushing you to do specific things.
That would feel crazy. So you just get up off the toilet, 2 people
Yeah.
lift you up and like kind of hike your legs up as if they're carrying you. But
The dress going, you don't even know what they're
Yeah.
for.
they whip off the underwear, they put on new underwear, they knuckle the balls, maybe flick the shaft to get all the drips off.
Flip the shaft.
Like flick it.
Yeah.
It's like Bop It. Every time you talk about your peeing situation, it sounds like a game of Bop It. You got to twist the balls, you got to flick them, you got to
Yeah.
reverse it.
How old are you, Andrew?
30.
All right. In about 11 years, you're going to be playing Bop It 2. You'll understand.
Bop It 2. I've been waiting for Bop It 2.
It sounds like once you're done pissing, you just walk away from the situation. You're doing nothing to the old business.
Yeah.
You don't even need to give it a shake.
Well, I mean, you do a little bit of shaking. It's fun. Some hip action in there. It's great at hula hooping in the day.
Wait, you're not shaking your penis with your hand, you're shaking your body?
I'm doing a full shake. I'm getting in there.
You're like a dog getting out of a pool.
No, I'm not shaking that much. No, that would be, you're risking a large splash zone in that scenario. We're talking, I don't know. I don't know how I'd describe it.
It's like a 1.2 on the Richter scale. This isn't a full earthquake.
It is. You know what? Yeah, that's the way, Jeff. That's the perfect scale. We're talking a 1.2, at most 1.4.
Nice.
Do you do the tuck when you sit down?
The tuck when I sit down? No.
So does your penis just like clatter the toilet seat when you sit down on it?
I mean, listen,
Thunk.
I don't put a lot of thought into it. It can go a lot of ways. And sometimes that's the joy in life. You don't know what's coming.
Keep you on your toes.
Keep you on your toes. Live life to the fullest. Don't game plan. See what happens. Do a little 1.2 on the Richter scale. Nothing wrong with that.
Huh.
Do you not do a full body wiggle, Gavin?
I'm always worried I'm going to break the toilet seat if I do that.
Oh, that's, you just get a new one.
Yeah.
Don't you have a broken toilet seat?
Not right now.
Oh,
I
okay.
have had one. I've had broken toilet seats.
It's probably from all the wiggling.
Last time I moved, I broke it on the day of the move. That wasn't ideal. Said to leave money.
Wait, you moved your toilet seat?
No, I was cleaning stuff in the bathroom and I decided to sit on it lid down and it was not, I guess, positioned for that. And I cracked the lid and it was like they were moving in like 3 hours from that point. So there's no time to replace it. So I left cash to replace it. Just left money.
I love the idea of moving into a house and by every little thing that sucks about the house is a small pile of cash.
Yeah.
Here's $80. Get that latch fixed.
That's sort of the process of selling a home, right? Where like they get the inspector to come in and then tell you a bunch of stuff they want done.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's an awful process.
It truly is awful. And you find out you've been living in a house that should have been condemned years ago somehow.
Yeah. Everything is wrong.
And to me, the worst feeling is like getting all that stuff back in working order and then being like, oh, I wish I'd done that when I was living here.
Dude,
Yeah.
keying in with what Andrew said, the worst part about selling that house I just got rid of last year was that we had to get it in such pristine shape. It never looked or worked better. You know, the fridge was finally in, the AC was replaced, all the pipes were fixed. I fixed the fucking foundation. I jacked the house up so it was even. I got the windows that fell out of the wall because of the heat replaced. Like
I was about to say.
I had the library with the shelving, you know, like it was finally just like, and you like, now somebody can buy it.
Perfect. You had melting windows, right? That was the thing. Your
Yeah,
windows are melting.
Melted out of the wall. It gets hot in Texas.
Maybe the best practice is that after you've lived in a house a year, just pretend you're selling it to yourself.
Order a home inspection and then get everything
Yeah.
fixed. That's a great idea.
And then you can have a solid next 5 years without having to do anything.
That's a great life tip, Kevin.
Life hacks are back.
That is, you know what? I would fully endorse that life hack. Hiring a home inspector just for you. That's great. Evaluate, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Got stuff to fix. I've been thinking about in terms of, you know, like doing stuff for yourself. Could we just start our own time zone if we wanted?
Regulation time.
We could just make our own time, right?
Would we all be in it?
Yeah. Like if we all set our clocks to our own time, couldn't we just create our own time zone?
Like a non-geographically dependent time zone that only we follow. I love it.
Oh, so it would really just be you changing your clocks, Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew becomes Central Time.
Or we change ours to him. Or we meet in the middle.
Nah, Andrew changes to Central Time. Nah, it's easier this way.
Oh, what happened to before we recorded, Eric? Mr. PST is the only time zone.
It is.
Now
but
all of
I'm-
a sudden we
but
change.
now I'm here, so you have to change.
I was thinking about if I was in a town, if I ran a town, if I was a mayor, as I believe the official title, I think like the time zone should change yearly. I think there should be a yearly discussion about what time zone you all collectively are in. I think you just adjust the clocks.
Just for the town?
Yeah. I'm not really worried about people outside of it. I'm the mayor of the town. I'm not worried about the next town over.
Yeah, that's their problem.
So but you could basically just decide that the sun sets at 3 p.m.
Yeah. If that's what we feel is optimal as a community, I don't see why not.
I'm trying to think of what that would actually affect.
I think you do a poll. You at every year you do a poll in your community and you decide how far the clocks go forward or back each year.
If at all.
If at all. Maybe they stay. Maybe we found it. Maybe we locked in. Everyone's really liking this time.
But if the clocks go forwards, if the clocks go back 5 hours, wouldn't that be like Y2K levels of computers going wrong?
In what way?
Well, that potentially you would have files that are older that were before the newer ones. What?
I don't know. You're the one trying to convey this to me. I'm listening.
Oh boy.
I'm paying
Oh,
full
boy.
attention. I'm trying to absorb what you're saying.
Like you would be having so many things happening twice that day. Like you
In
would
what
look
way?
back and be like, oh, that happened at 2 p.m. on a Sunday. All right, which 2 p.m.?
You're only paying attention to your town clock, though.
You're only locked in on yours. You're not worried about anyone around you.
That's the outside world's problem.
Yeah.
If you stay contained to your community's time, they have to adjust to you.
But
Yeah.
if you adjusted 5 hours, then you're the one who changed.
Yeah, we've changed, and now everyone else has to adapt to our change.
All right, so hey, meet me at 10 a.m. on Monday.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but the clocks went back 5 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'm aware because it happens once a year on a certain day.
Yeah. But which 10 a.m. are we meeting at?
The official one.
The
new
official one of that time, yeah. Whatever the clock is now, whatever is deemed to be the time is the time.
And how do we determine the time if the time jumped back 5 hours? Which time?
Because we'd be notified.
Yeah, but
City
what
time.
what I'm saying is, if the time changed after 10, right?
Right.
But we met at 10 that day.
Right.
Which 10 are we meeting at?
The 10 that it currently is.
There's no currently is. It's in the future. All of it's in the future now.
Okay, so you're saying that, let's say on Friday and the clock switch on Saturday, we're going to meet at 10 on Saturday.
Well, I said Monday, but sure. Yeah, okay, now it's
Okay.
Saturday.
Yeah, now it's
Christ's
Saturday.
sake.
I prefer Saturday. I'm not a Monday guy. I'm Garfield.
Okay, let's meet at 10 on Saturday.
Okay.
Except the clocks will go back 5 hours at 2 on Saturday. Let's meet at 10 on Saturday. What would you say?
Yeah. Wake up on Saturday when it's 10, I'll be there.
Yeah, which 10?
The 10 that currently is, because the clock's flipped over.
What?
Clock's changed.
What do you mean?
Clock's changed.
What do you mean it hasn't changed yet? It's changing on Saturday.
It's Saturday. I thought. Wait.
Okay.
I'm confused. Wait.
Shut up. All
I
right, it's Friday, right? Hi, it's Friday. Hi, Andrew. Let's
Hi,
meet
it's
at
Friday.
10. Let's meet at 10 tomorrow. But
At 10?
tomorrow,
Okay. Sounds good.
But tomorrow at 2 p.m. the clocks go back 5 hours. All right, let's meet at 10 tomorrow. All right.
Okay. 10 tomorrow? Okay. Got
All
it.
right. So when are you showing up?
When it says 10 on the clock's changed.
Nobody, well, to be fair, nobody's changing the clocks at 2 p.m., Gav. It's going to be done at midnight, just like when we do with Central Standard Time.
Yeah, but what if midnight is lunchtime? It's Andrew's Goof World. This doesn't make any sense.
Well, no. So you.
And he still won't answer the question.
no,
Which
no.
10 are you meeting me at?
Okay. I'm meeting you at the time that it currently is.
What do you mean
Which
the
is
time
10.
that it currently is?
On that day.
It's
You know how your
tomorrow.
phone, it just updates? How your clock just updates on your phone? If
Okay.
it's daylight savings,
Okay, so
daylight,
let me
whatever.
run you through it.
Okay.
Okay. It's 9 a.m. on Saturday, right?
Okay.
Okay. 9,
Yeah.
10, 11.
Okay, now I'd go. Oh, no. No, it would be 10. We're
you would
meeting
go.
at 10.
Okay. You went at 10. Okay. 11, 12.
Well, wait, were we spending 2 hours together?
Doesn't matter. You went there at 10, right? Okay. Then then it's 11. Then it's 12.
Are you here yet?
Then it's what? Then it's 1.
Are we together this whole time, or am I still waiting for you? Because I showed up at 10.
Now it's 1 o'clock. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Now it's 9. Now it's 10. Now it's 11. Do you see the
Yeah.
point?
No, I don't. Because we met.
Oh God.
We met on the day. On the day that the clock is. You meet on the day the clock is.
The clock was. There was the day.
Yeah, but then it changes.
Ooh.
If you and I meet at noon or midnight, right? And then the clocks go back at 2
Yeah.
in 2 hours, we still met at midnight. It's just now midnight's different.
Wait. Say that again.
So if we meet, right, and we spend let's say it's 1, what time does the clocks go back? Is it 1? 2 to 1?
It was 2 in my example, and it was going to go back 5 hours.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in real life that we currently live. I experience daylight savings and the clock going forward and the clock going back. When is that? Is that 2 a.m.?
Yeah, it happens like 1, 2 in the morning.
Isn't it 2?
Yeah,
I think
it'll be like 1:59:1, or it'll be like 1:59:3.
So if we meet at 1 and then it goes to 2 and then it goes back to 1 and we've spent 2 hours together, isn't that the same thing as what you're saying?
No.
Huh, okay, well,
Am
just-
I? Does anyone else know what I'm saying? Can
I know
someone
what you're
help me?
saying. Here's what I can help. I can help. In the unlikely event that for some reason in this town we do the time flip over in the middle of the fucking day, it could potentially cause some confusion for people like Gavin who are having difficulty adapting to the new way of doing things. I understand that. It's a very temporary and minor confusion that would be caused on a morning of one day a year. And I would think during that day we would use colloquially, we would just say new 10 or old 10.
I see. Okay.
Is that how it would work in Andrew's Goof World?
Yeah, you say so if it's potential that there could be 2 10 o'clocks on the Saturday, you can say Old 10, New 10.
Back to me in the mirror. I'd say, Gavin, I've heard your complaint. I've heard your confusion.
Yeah.
This will only happen at midnight.
Right, but like you've if the year before you decided we're 8 hours behind,
yeah,
then midnight could be at like the sun is up. It's like the equivalent of 4 p.m. So what do you mean?
Yeah. Well, midnight.
Okay. Right.
The day, I don't know what the sun has to do with midnight.
I was just trying to give you the simple, like two people meeting for lunch, right? It's actually going to affect like what time's your flight? What about this bank transfer? Like all that shit.
Yeah, I'm not. You're worried about stuff outside of the town. I'm focused on the town day-to-day living.
There's no bank in the town.
Well, it's a town bank, so it's on town time.
So the bank would move backwards in time 5 hours.
Yeah,
right.
In the town.
Okay,
we're in town time.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
don't know what the confusion is.
Yeah,
I apologize.
You just say the time.
You just say the time.
Maybe we'll get you use the regulation clock and it keeps everything updated for you. You look at the clock, you know when the clock says that number, you go there.
My point was that it would say that number twice.
Yeah, new time, old time. It's fine. It's only going to happen one day a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe instead of AM PM, we do NTOT.
I don't think you give the townspeople in Regulation Town enough credit for being able to handle a minor time hiccup.
Yeah.
I can say based on this conversation, Gavin's not living in Regulation Town.
Yeah, I don't.
Seems very opposed.
I want nothing to do with your Regulation Town.
You don't want to live in Andrew's Goof world? Come on.
So
you would vote against the yearly time change?
Yeah, I mean, I hate daylight savings as it is now when it's 1 hour at 2 in the morning.
So you can fix it. Make it 9 in the morning.
You can make it whatever time you want, as long as you can convince a plurality of town folk.
My point was just we could all just decide we're living on another time and nobody could stop us.
I completely agree with you.
This is the thing you think about. This is the thing to consider.
So if it was like, hey, regulation recording at 3, we would just know what time that is.
Yeah.
And you would be there at 3 and we would be there at 3.
Yeah, because it's Regulation 3 time. Maybe 3 in the real world is 4 p.m. Maybe it's 6 a.m. Who knows? It's the joy of regulation time.
Let's try it. Let's try it for a week.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, there's no way, Eric.
Well, hold on. We can vote on it.
Yeah, I vote yes.
I think here's the thing. I think it's difficult because Nick has kids. Kid.
That he knows about.
Nick has kid.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Nick has kid, and kid doesn't live on regulation time. We're not in regulation town, so I feel like it would be difficult.
But how much is Nick's kid?
You really need everybody on board. You can't really accomplish this.
But Nick's kid, I assume, doesn't refer that often to the time.
He might be the easiest to adapt to regulation time out of all of us.
Well, no, he has a schedule. Nick's kid has things they got to do.
That's true.
Meeting people, doing stuff.
You're still going to do all that.
I'd miss soccer practice if I lived. Like, if I was Nick's kid age, I wouldn't want to miss soccer practice, but soccer practice is not aligning with regulation time.
If I was Nick's kid age.
Yeah, I was playing soccer at Nick's kid age.
Why you saying it like that?
Nick's kid age. So anyway, you guys went to pinball or something? You're in a museum in Vegas? What happened? I think we've all been there. Booking a doctor appointment can just feel so daunting and can be a massive headache to just start the process. It can feel incredibly daunting, but thanks to ZocDoc, there's no reason to delay. They make it so easy to find and book a doctor who's right for you. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty. With a range like that, you know you'll be covered. We're talking from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care, and more. The range is incredible. You can filter for doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, are a good fit for any medical need you may have, and are highly rated by verified patients. Once you find the right doctor, you can see their actual appointment openings. Choose a time slot that works for you and click to instantly book a visit. With easy filtering, you won't have to worry about finding the specifications you need. And with ZocDoc appointments, they happen fast. The last thing you want is a long wait, so typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments, which is so important. If this is something I needed, I'd use ZocDoc. Stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/regulation to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/regulation. ZocDoc.com/regulation. I've been waiting to hear about this Vegas thing.
We did. We took Gavin to. I know Gavin is very quietly a big fan of pinball, which that was an adult onset addiction, I believe, right? Like you came into that kind of late in life.
Oh yeah, I'd only ever played Space Cadet pinball on Windows XP.
And how did you feel about Space Cadet pinball?
Loved it.
Were you? It intrigued you, made you want to try real pinball?
I tried real pinball with Ed Robertson for the first time,
and that you were hooked.
Who's that?
I like. I mean, maybe it's because I like slow-mo, but I just like really quick moving mechanical shit.
we were on Sunday night. We went to find this gambling machine that Eric wanted to check out. Eric, how old was that thing? Do you know when it was from?
The 60s, I think. It's called Sigma Derby, and it's only at the D in Vegas. It's the very last one of this stupid 60s horse game. It's
so good.
I love it. I love it.
It's basically like mechanical horse racing where you hit a button and they go, and then there you go. There's a picture of it, and you bet on who you think is going to win. And that thing required an employee. How many? Let's say 6, 8, probably 10 seats you can sit at to bet.
Yep.
And there were always 9 seats full of people betting and 1 seat full of a 92-year-old man who was fixing it. And then as soon as he would fix one, then another one across the way would break and he would go over and fix that. He had a taped, like a printed out label that says, not working or whatever. And he would just peel it off the one he's working on and go over and stick it on the new one. And everybody would just play musical chairs. And it wasn't because they were all broken at the same time. It's because one of them broke as soon as one of them got fixed. And it seemed like this never ending cycle of this guy fixing. And then Eric had to sit. There's Eric playing.
I didn't sit. I stood the whole goddamn time.
That's at his second location, because the first location he had to wait till it got fixed, and then it got fixed, and then it broke while he was using it, and then it got fixed again, and then it broke while he was using it again, so he moved to a different one. But the whole time, this guy, this very old man who's probably the only person alive who knows how to repair this machine, just keeps going from it, and he has to like lift the top up. And as soon as he lifts the top up, Gavin's head is in there looking at the wiring, trying to understand what's going on and how it works. He was fascinated by it.
He would lift up the flap and there'd be a bunch of wires that he would move out the way, and then you'd hear his hand like shoving coins at this. Like the coins were piling up so much it was like shorting out the machine. And then it was just musical chairs of like Eric getting up from a thing that just broke, the guy sitting where Eric was, Eric going to the one the guy just fixed. And somehow everyone else was just sat in the same spot the whole time.
Yeah, there were just a couple of spots that kept breaking and breaking and breaking and breaking, and then it was like, I don't know. But also one of the guys was a fan, so he got to talk to Gavin, and I think that's Gavin's in for his next career move, to just fix these in Vegas.
I just think it'd be fascinating to be on the inside of that machine, like right under where the horses are. I want to see how that works. Looks great.
It's such a fun game. I love it. There's like a newer version, but like was talking to Gavin about it, I don't trust like video roulette and stuff where it just feels like the physical thing, even though it's controlled by some computer, I guess in this case, or whatever, the physical thing is like the important piece to me, because it feels like you have that sense of like, I'm involved, whatever. The newer ones have a lot of, it's all computer, whatever. This is these dumb fucking horses move. They're so herky-jerky, and it's so much fun to bet just quarters. Like you just bet like $1.50 at a time on like what you bet like the first 2 horses to cross the line, and you're like, all right, I'm going to put like 50 cents on 1, 2, and then like 3, 5, I'm going to put a full $1 on, and you're just trying to play the odds. It's so fun. I even bought a little mechanical one that I have at the office now that does horse races that we can play. Yeah.
Did you finish positive?
No. I think I won hardly ever. I love the long shot bets because I want something to pay out 48-1, but you have to bet like the 3-1, 2-1, like consistently to get anything. So it's a real bummer.
I completely agree with you, Eric. There's something that feels more real, or there's like a gravity to a machine like that that's all mechanical and is old and looks heavy and like it's been patchwork together for like the last 60 years to work. It's kind of like the difference between like, it's kind of what I felt when I saw the Star Wars prequels for the first time and everything was smooth and beautiful and nice. And you're like, that's not what everything's cobbled together and it's barely working. And they're, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like some analog jank.
Yeah. And so I completely agree with you. There's something it feels way more special to be at that machine than the fancy new 2015 one on the other side of the casino.
And that's what I like about pinball is that even though there are now like massive rule sets and there's missions, there's a lot of like computers inside and there's like big digital screens and stuff, all the stuff on the playfield is still mechanical. That's why I like it.
It was so much fun going to that Pinball Hall of Fame and getting to just browse through all the different pinball machines and realize how many there are, but also how many of them you're familiar with already. Like I saw my childhood pinball machine that I forgot existed. It's called Earthshaker, and I was so fucking excited to get to play it again. But it was I think even more fun was watching Gavin have fun. Honestly, he was a kid in a candy shop, and he would like go up to a machine and he could tell you facts about certain machines and why this one was less rare than this one, but more rare than another one. And I don't know, it was really neat to watch him in his element. I really enjoyed it.
That's fun. That looks really so fun. That looks great. Any like old mechanical stuff like that is awesome.
I realized the second I set foot in the hotel we were staying at, and all the hotels are like casinos, walked in, and at that point I was like, oh, I forgot to bring money.
I was gonna say, did you try your roulette thing?
Well, I didn't bring any debit cards or cash. I just brought my credit card. I had my British debit card because I just come from England.
Sure.
I was so jet lagged that whole trip, by the way, in Vegas. So I didn't have any of the stuff I needed.
Dude, that was crazy. Like, oh my God.
The first night we're at dinner, and I was just looking at the time in England because that's what my body felt. And I was like, 5 a.m. We're just getting some steaks put down. It was rough. But on the very final night, right before we all went to bed, Jeff lent me $100. And I went straight to roulette. And I thought, I wonder if my losing streak is over. Put 100 on black. $200, baby.
Oh, you're back.
In. I could very well be at the beginning of a new winning streak.
What was even funnier about Gavin winning that $200 is that right when he put the bet down, a community member came up and started talking to him, and he didn't know that he'd won for a second because he was like shaking a hand or taking a photo or something. It was going on in the background.
Yeah, I was taking a selfie, and then I went back to my thing. I was like, oh, guess it landed on black.
What a way to learn that your streak is back.
What else happened in Vegas that we need to talk about, Eric?
Well, that's what I was going to bring up. The Gavin mentioned having steaks at 5 a.m. for him, but we went to a cool little steakhouse,
like old school.
Oscars?
It's called Oscars, like old type. Felt like it was 1972 in there.
It was in the plaza, and the guy who was like the owner used to be the mayor of Vegas and also is like in casino. It's a whole fucking thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was a mob lawyer before he was mayor.
Crazy.
We all got steaks. It was like a really nice time. Very cool, like little dinner. We all got steaks except Nick's wife, who just got a baked potato and was like going nuts about this baked potato. She's all about baked potatoes. What was that?
She loves baked potatoes. Sometimes, you go to a steakhouse, you want a steak, but my wife sometimes is very much like, I'm not really feeling the red meat today. So she was like, I'm just going to get this baked potato. And like the way we had ordered everything else was we all kind of ordered sides together. And she's like, this baked potato is mine. This one's me. This is my baked potato and I will be getting it. And that led to the next portion of our conversation where it's like, she's going to stick a flag in it.
Yeah. Kind of. Andrew,
she's planting her flag.
Let me pitch you on an idea.
Okay.
Insane.
Imagine, if you will, you're yourself. You're Andrew Panton, going about life, happy, go lucky. Everything's going well for you. And you, on occasion, want to eat a baked potato. Or maybe you want to eat a plate of French fries with some poutine on them. Or mashed potatoes or whatever. But you have a potato desire. It's bubbling up inside of you. You recognize it. You acknowledge it. And now you want to do something about it. You want to convey to everyone in the vicinity of Andrew that you're feeling potatoy.
Mm-hmm.
I present to you the potato flag. Imagine a potato flag, a little flag that sits on your desk, and whenever you want to eat a potato of any kind, you raise the flag. You raise your potato flag.
Here's the problem, and I love the idea. The issue is the flag's never coming down for me. I'm a big potato guy. Give me potato every day.
Then you fly that flag and you fly it proudly.
I'm flying that flag every single day.
How's that a problem?
I guess, I don't know, sometimes people dying, they want you to fly the flag at half-mast, and I just couldn't do it with the potato flag.
Well, we talked about half-mast potato flags, actually.
Did you?
We did, yeah. And also, you can hang it upside down if potato is in distress. But there was a Mexican, there's a Mexican restaurant in the Southwest called Ponchos, and it's kind of like Fogo de Chao. When you go to Fogo de Chao, you have the card you flip over, red or green, when you want them to throw meat at you. At Ponchos, if you want more food, you raise the flag, and then they know to come over and do it, give you more food. And I just think it would be awesome. And I was trying to pitch this to Eric, and I think everybody's on board, but maybe Eric. I think we should sell a potato flag.
It doesn't
for the audience.
But what do? You carry it around, and then you go to a restaurant, you raise the potato flag?
If that's how you want to use it, or you can do it in your own house. Maybe I want to let my wife know we're having potatoes tonight. She comes downstairs. I'm not at home because I'm picking the dog up from the groomer or something, but she sees the potato flag is raised and it's on the counter, and she knows, all right, it's a potato kind of evening. I'm going to prepare myself mentally.
Like, have you never bought a packet of like cocktail umbrellas?
No.
Absolutely, I have. I have.
Of course I have.
It's just like little funny little fluff junk, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit of flair on your stuff.
But this is to serve a purpose of wanting potato?
Yeah. Potato flag. You raise your potato flag and you express your intent to the world.
Fly proudly, Eric.
Wait, okay, hang on. I want to find this flag that you're talking about. So Ponchos is a restaurant where so this is it. It's raise the flag and then you get refills.
Refills another service. Yeah, that's how they know.
Okay.
Imagine if on that flag, actually in my head, the flag looks more like the idiot pennant. It's like a pennant. But imagine that flag raised and it just has a picture of a baked potato with arms and legs and a happy face. He's smiling because he knows he just got raised.
Yes.
I was picturing a different type of flag. I was picturing like a challenge flag in the NFL where like if somebody goes to order a different side, you throw it in the middle of the table and then everyone knows that it's actually, you can't have rice, it's potato.
That's a different product altogether, and I like that too. I think maybe we can develop both of these.
Oh, I love the idea of being able to veto anything with a flag, just throwing it down in regular conversation.
There really should be more uses for challenge flag scenarios. I agree with that.
So someone's like, I want mac and cheese, and then you throw that, and then like the waiter blows a whistle.
Yeah,
I think so. Or maybe, maybe a novelty restaurant where the waiter can challenge your order. You have to change it.
Like in the group text in Vegas when Emily suggested we eat at fucking Benihana, and I threw my challenge flag down and said, we're absolutely not. I have one challenge flag and I veto that.
All we got in that group text was Emily saying, Jeff said we're not allowed to eat at Benihana. No one suggested anything. Nobody did anything. It was just that. Crazy.
I don't want to eat there.
The other thing I noticed is the way Nick's wife tackled the baked potato. She kind of like flayed it, like when Ash is dissecting the face hugger in Alien. It's all kind of like spread out flat.
Yeah,
it was an amazing approach to a baked potato.
Oh wait, how do you do it?
Oh, it's the best way to get the spread. Yeah. What do you do?
I guess I just like eat downwards as it is.
Yeah. I'm just getting some of like the toppings in with each bite. I thought her way might have opened my eyes.
It opened the potato, that's for sure.
Oh wait,
it really did. The potato was wide open.
Split down the middle, and then like it's almost like both sides are elevating it up, face up.
Like the skin was flat down against the table. It was like
it's like an autopsy, like a potato autopsy.
Oh, getting lightheaded. I think I'd like to see it. I'd like to see an image of it fully processed at some point.
Can you get a picture of your wife's baked potatoes next time, Nick?
Next time there's a baked potato scenario, Nick, I'd love to see the technique.
Can I bring up another potato thing that we talked about at that dinner? So we ended up getting the baked potato. Amanda got hers, and then we got one for the table, which is good. There was. We also got mashed potatoes.
Oh.
Can you ask your question to Andrew, please, Jeff? If
Okay.
you okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty
good.
He photoshopped potato on the end of the challenge flag. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Potato flag and the potato challenge, I think, are both amazing.
Pretty good.
I don't know that this was my question, Eric. I think this is Gavin's question.
Oh, this was Gavin. Okay.
If you get mashed potato and you dyed it blue, right? Bit of food dye in there, mix it up.
Okay.
It's blue mash. And then you did the same with another bowl of potato, dye it yellow. If you mix both mashed potatoes together, do you get like a marbled blue and yellow mash, or do you get green mash?
No, I was never good at the color mixing.
Well, those are the right colors. Let me tell you right now. Those are the correct colors.
Yeah, just I'm really thinking about it, and it's a thing where like I'm trying to put a lot of thought into it, and it's also a thing where it could be either way, and my reaction is the same of like, okay, I think it mixes. I think it mixes.
Well, that puts you in the vast majority then.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it mix?
I'm pretty sure it would mix.
Why wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't think it does.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to work.
I would say the person who was most confident it would mix was Eric's small wife.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think she talked to me about it later because she was upset about it.
Yeah, she was.
She's just like, why? What do you mean marbled? Why would they marble? They would just mix. Why would they marble? And I agree with her. Why would they marble?
Well, I just didn't know whether the dye would like take fully to the potato and then be unavailable in liquid form to mix.
Right. It's already set.
Here's my note I left to myself to talk about. Can you mix colors with potatoes? Let's raise that tater flag and find out. So this is what it turned into. The conversation evolved, and we decided that it's something that we have to test out now. So we're going to film a supplemental where we dye mashed potatoes. But then we decided,
Yes. Yeah.
if the colors do we need an expert. That's what we need. We need a color mixing expert. And we only know one color mixing expert, and that is our friend Bat Dog, the professional painter. So I hit up Burn Dog and I asked him, and he jumped at the opportunity, and he expanded it to not only which, by the way, he says the science checks out and that the potato colors will mix. So he's definitely in the majority. But what he wants to do is come over one day when we do the test and be a part of it, and then he'll take all the mixed colors and he'll paint something with it. So he was saying that he could recreate a Rembrandt with mashed potatoes.
Ooh.
And originally you were calling it the patainting, but then you didn't like that taint was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it became the paintato. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. The paint-tato I think is better than patainting.
Yeah, I think so.
I really like patainting.
Well, Nick brought out that you're saying taint. So
Well, the other one you're saying pain.
I'm looking at
You
pain.
got a point.
Okay.
You know, pain is the point.
All right.
Pain is the point?
But
Dude, that's old MILF feet over there talking. So anyway, look for that in the near to medium future. We're gonna get Burn Dog over whenever he's free, and then we're gonna mix up. I'll make a bunch of mashed potatoes, and then we're gonna mix it up. Maybe I'll do it since I'll be in the kitchen cooking. Maybe we can also do a competition that fell into our laps between Nick and Gavin, where they're going to see who can eat the most deviled eggs.
Oh yeah. How many ways are there to make an egg?
oh, that's right. That was the conversation: is how many ways are there? Gavin, how many ways are there to make an egg?
Well, as I said, as I was taught as a kid, there are 4 different ways to make eggs, but I've come to realize there are way more than 4. I was always taught, and it was always in an order. I was always taught that it was like number 1 was scrambled, number 2 was fried, number 3 was boiled, and number 4 was poached.
I was trying to get something weird out of Gavin, and I just kept asking normal questions and just trying to get deeper and deeper. I was just trying to find something goofy. And then out of the blue, he goes, well, yeah, I mean, that's what my mom taught me, right? There's only 4 ways to make an egg when I was a little lad. And I was like, there it is. There it is. Go on.
I should start giving more like just one word answers to your questions.
It took me a while of peeling back layers till I got to that. But anyway, so yeah, you and Nick think you can out eat each other in deviled eggs. And I think, unfortunately, the only way to truly eat a deviled egg is to eat it at a restaurant, which would be way too expensive and hard to get, or to have it homemade, because a deviled egg from a store like the grocery store sucks. So I also have made deviled eggs in the past, and I absolutely hate doing it. So I figure I'll be the one to make
It's so convoluted.
Make 50 deviled eggs or whatever, and then we can, I don't know, make a potato while we're at
it. I've just been held up this entire time on when this conversation was first brought up. Eric said something about ordering a baked potato for the table and taking that very literally. What an insane power move, just psycho move. If you're at a group dinner and as soon as everyone sits down, you're like, yeah, I'm going to, can we just get one baked potato for the table, please? Just one? Just like immediately order a singular baked potato.
That's a really
under
good
the
idea.
premise of it's for the table.
Yeah, I like that.
Who touches it? Like
one baked potato, six forks, please.
When we went to dinner on the last night, we ordered appetizers and then ate them all, and they were very good. And then Jeff thought that was the whole meal and didn't realize that we had ordered like mains.
I went to the bathroom when you guys ordered, and spaghetti came out, or pasta came out. And so I ate a bunch of pasta, and I was like, and salad. And I was like, wow, that's a meal, salad and pasta. And I remember thinking, like, somebody had mentioned, there's no way we're going to be able to get through all this food. And then I looked at the table, and we had eaten the chicken parm, and we'd eaten the pasta, and we'd eaten all the salad. And I thought, wow, we did a really good job. Congratulations. We didn't waste anything. And then there were 700 more plates.
that's crazy. I don't blame you for thinking.
He's like, we ate the salad. We're done here. Like, what?
And the chicken parm I had, and the spaghetti. I just didn't realize that they kept replenishing chicken parm. Like when we would finish the chicken parm, they'd just bring more chicken parm.
No,
this sounds like the best place ever.
There's like a mushroom. Somebody ordered like a mushroom parm thing for the appetizer, and then we also ordered chicken parm.
Right. It looked like chicken parm, but it wasn't.
Was that mushroom parm I ate?
Yeah.
What are you fucking
Did I not
kidding me?
notice that was mushroom and not chicken?
Emily ordered it, didn't she?
Yeah.
I just ate chicken parm. I didn't realize that wasn't chicken. I didn't have any chicken parm because I was full off the mushroom parm. I didn't even realize. Man, you can't tell the difference between mushrooms and chicken.
I'm like stunned. I'm like stun locked right now. I just don't know, man.
Just live your life not knowing you had a mushroom. That's crazy.
I mean, I like mushrooms, right? I guess I didn't think about it. It was it's mostly sauce and cheese, right? The mushroom or the chicken is just the thing you got to chew to get through the sauce and cheese. Listen, let me throw this out there to the audience. If you can get a mushroom parm for cheaper than a chicken parm, you won't tell the difference.
Yeah, I mean,
Save
it was
some
good.
money.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty good.
What a trip. Eating mushrooms, not even knowing about it, going to Weird Al lines.
Yeah, it was
magic.
It was a lot of fun.
Got a Let's Play video we'll cut from the Pinball Museum.
Yeah.
Got a couple of supplementals that we'll record. We also came up with another idea for daily, like a month of daily content that I don't know if we want to dive into here, or maybe talk about behind the scenes and firm up.
I mean, I think we can talk about it. I think if there's like half an idea, maybe we can round it into something that's like a little bit further along.
Okay. Whose idea? I genuinely don't remember whose idea this was, but I know it wasn't mine.
I just assume it was Gavin, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey-oh.
Okay.
Well, then you would follow up the heyo with diving in.
We were going to see how many days it would take to flip a coin and get heads 5 times
In a row.
So every morning, flip 5 coins, or I guess if you flip heads and then you flip tails, just stop there.
Yeah.
But the goal is to flip heads 5 times in a row.
Yeah. Definitely like something where it's probably definitely more suited for like social. I mean, you put it on Patreon and stuff, but like
Put it on TikTok.
put it on TikTok. It definitely feels like trying to flip a coin 5 times to get heads. I follow a guy who's been trying to roll Yahtzee every day for 385 days.
Oh my God.
He has not done it. He is getting desperate. He is getting weird. It's getting weirder. It's really fantastic. So I don't know. I like the idea of flipping a coin 5 times. It's Jeff Socks, right?
That's fun.
I similarly watched a guy who would go to Best Buy every day and he would online gamble on a smart fridge until he made enough money to buy the fridge.
Dude, did you? Oh, I love it. Those two guys gambling on a refrigerator to win the money for the refrigerator is fucking awesome. It has to be fake. I don't care. Love it.
They eventually got the money and then the fridge was out of stock, so they couldn't buy it. So they buy a different fridge from a different store.
Oh, that's so tragic.
The 5 times coin thing, though, is I feel like quite doable because it's only... Yeah. It's not a super high number of, what is it, like 1 in 120 or something?
It could be any of the 5 of us. It doesn't have to be Gavin every day. Like, we can rotate it out if he's out of town or whatever.
Hey. It doesn't even have to be the 5 of us.
Do you want to hire a flipper?
No, we could get, what the fuck? we could,
Ball knuckler.
I want Ray to flip a coin 5 times.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can get ready to do that.
Yeah,
sure.
we should just farm it out and maybe send people our regulation coins.
Yep.
And other people can help us.
Oh, we should get regulation coins.
Right. We should get, because we need something to flip. Not, because, what are we going to flip, an American quarter? That doesn't do anybody in Europe any good.
It doesn't speak to Europe. It should be an Ian on the head side and a butthole on the tail side.
Ian's an asshole.
What's a butthole?
Ian's
like
an
the show
assholes.
logo? Oh, like the show logo.
The butthole logo.
Okay. All right, hang on. I'm writing it down. Hang on.
So the face on one side and the butt on the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, so if we're all doing it, say it's like an individual thing, and we're filming like the coin being flipped or whatever, say that Nick gets it. Say that it's day 410, whatever. But Nick does it. He's flipped 5. What's the point? Just to see who can do it, or is there like a thing?
He gets to get out of Greg.
Whoa.
Oh. Okay. And that's the incentive
So is that
for putting your time in with the quarter or with the Ian.
Oh.
Yeah.
To get the... Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, I like
Okay,
this.
I'm writing this down. Now, all of a sudden, Andrew's like real into it now.
Man, now.
Andrew wants to flip this.
I want a second get out of Greg.
Andrew with two get out of Greg's is dangerous because
That's a dangerous
to get out of it, knowing he still has one.
He's gonna use that first one like it's like on nothing.
He's gonna invent something to use it on.
Yeah. What if? Because I don't know how the get out of Greg helps guest flippers. What if the prize was that one of the coins is 24 karat gold?
What?
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's a terrible idea.
Like, they'll be gold looking coins, right? But one of them will be real.
No.
What?
How much does a 24 karat gold coin cost?
That seems incredibly expensive and unnecessary.
I wanted it to be like a really cool prize.
I don't think they would think that was a really cool prize.
You wouldn't want a gold coin?
Here's what I would...
Not a regulation fake gold coin, no.
Well, you can melt it to whatever you want. It's gold.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm melting stuff all the time.
Melt it to whatever you want.
Well, yeah. If you sell gold to someone, they don't care what shape it's in. As long
the
as
only
it's
thing
gold,
I've
right?
melted, Gavin, is a dinner roll. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, man.
All right, we'll keep gold out of it.
It might... No. Hold on. I think you're onto something here. We might be able to get one made for a couple $100 to maybe $1,000 or so dollars.
That's way too much.
That's insane. I'm with Andrew. That's nuts.
But what if we... All right, well, listen. And feel free to say no. You can outvote me here. But what if, following along Gavin's idea, I don't like the idea of any of us getting this gold coin. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, that's why we get the Greg and they get the gold.
Yeah, or who's they? The other person that flips it?
A guest flipper, maybe a falcon can have a flip.
Here's how you do it. If we manufacture these coins, kind of like do you remember a long time ago when Bernie got a bunch of like big bronze coins made and his face was on it?
Oh, like those challenge coins or whatever?
Yeah, challenge coins. And then when he would meet somebody and they'd go, "Hey, Bernie, it's nice to meet you." He'd go, "It sure is. Here's my face. You can have that forever." And then you'd be like, "Oh, cool. I have Bernie's face forever now on this heavy coin." Like essentially make that. And we sell those to the audience. But one of them in the 5,000 we make or 1,000 we make is the 24 karat gold coin. So it goes to the audience.
I'm sure there's no way that's legal because I assume it's gambling. I also think whoever wins is going to like wreck their tax return for that year.
Is that gambling? It's absolutely gambling.
No, it's like a parallel. It's just the gold parallel.
That's gambling, Jeff.
Baseball cards are gambling?
Yes.
Oh.
Mechanically.
Shut up. Cut that out.
Marked it.
I'm saying...
No! Stop saying it!
Because there's a difference between a cup that's like there's personal value to items and there's actual value to items. And there's a difference between gold and a golden Gerpler.
I'm sorry, audience. I tried to get you guys a gold coin. Clearly, I have been downvoted by the misers in the group who don't want you to have this wonderful piece of merchandise. But I get it. I'll back off.
Why don't we bring it to the regulation lawyer and see how we can do it?
I just feel like this is a lot of work for a thing that you actually aren't that passionate about.
We're about to flip a coin for 144 days in a row.
The coin, we're all on board with flipping the coin. It's this. Gavin just introduced a gold coin for a guest.
I was trying to think of a prize for people who don't see any use in a get out of Greg card.
You want to give Jack a gold coin? Like, that's what you're suggesting.
He doesn't deserve it, but the audience does.
So bizarre.
Then what does... Okay, but your solution, Jeff, doesn't solve Gavin's problem that he's trying to solve. You're
What's my
just
problem?
creating two... You are trying to solve what prize the guest should get, and Jeff's response is let's give it to the audience, which is great. I love that, but that goes against the whole point of making the coin in the first place as it was pitched.
We'll buy him a lunch. Jack loves lunch.
Lunch coin.
I'm on board for lunch coin.
Yeah, lunch coin. We'll give him a free potato flag.
What about a potato coin? Potato of your choice?
The chances that a guest flipper is going to be the one to pull it are pretty slim anyway, I would say.
I think it's equal across all flippers.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, if it's mainly us flipping and rarely a guest, then it's not.
Yeah. Right, but if they have the same odds as we do,
They have the same odds, though.
Yeah, but if we're flipping 18 times before it happens and they're flipping once.
they could do it on the first one. We could all go.
Anyone
and then
could.
the guest flipper could do it on the first one, or we could do it on day one. The odds are the same.
I'm not saying the odds are different for two people flipping. I'm saying if I flip 18 times and someone flips one, I've got a better chance.
I get
No,
what
I'm
you're
not talking
saying,
about
but
the
that's
first flip. I'm
but
talking
what
about-
I'm saying is to have to get to the 18 is an absurd way of looking at it.
What?
Fuck off. Crazy. Andrew, unfortunately, I'm with you.
Yeah, moving to Mayor Crazy Town with me, Regulation Town. It's fucking
Me and
7
Andrew
p.m.
in
right
Goof
now.
Town.
We're having a great time in Goof Town.
Either way, I want to flip coins and do this everyday thing.
Andrew, could your official title within the company be Mayor of Gooftown?
I'm secretary currently, but I don't mind.
right.
I don't mind flipping off to Mayor of Goof Town.
No, you used to be secretary, comma, mayor of Gooftown.
Mayor of Gooftown. It's pretty good.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it. I don't know if I want to do that to them. I feel like it lessens the mayor title.
What if it's like a side project?
That's the thing. I feel like the mayor feels like a side project when really it
Yeah.
should be my main gig.
That would hurt your constituents too, because they'd be really upset. They'd be like, "This isn't."
They
even the thing
would
he's
be
passionate
so
about."
mad.
Yeah, they'd be really upset. They'd be pretty furious with you.
It's tough to spin,
Yeah, it's a tough. Yeah, I agree. I definitely.
and that's
agree.
why we're flipping.
While we're throwing ideas out that we had in Vegas, allow me to add one more to the pile.
Okay.
Andrew, you know, one of the frustrating things about being in the regulation universe is how many great ideas that we come up with throughout the years that we don't ever get around to, you know?
I think calling them great is strong, but I'm with you.
No, I'm not talking about my ideas. I'm talking about y'all's ideas. Like there's some creative people that work in this company, and I think a lot of ideas come out that are really fantastic. And for whatever reason, they just fall by the wayside. They get forgotten about. We steamroll ahead at the new thing, and the reality is, and I think we would all acknowledge this: we have more ideas to produce than we have time to produce the ideas, and so. At the end of the day, stuff's just gonna fall by the wayside. There's just a way around it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
However, I landed on an idea when we were in Vegas. I was thinking to myself, what if those ideas went somewhere? What if there was some sort of a container for those ideas? What if there was some sort of place to coalesce those ideas? What if there was A bit barrel. Imagine a 55-gallon red drum like you see in a video game. You look at it, you know, if you shoot that, it's going to explode. Well, our barrel will explode with ideas because we've written down every idea and put it in the bit barrel. The audience can tell us, hey, dickhead, face number 62, you said you were going to do this. You were going to cook this. You never did. Thanks for reminding us. We put it in the bit barrel. And then at some point, for some reason, throughout the year, there is a mechanism that requires us to pull an idea out of the bit barrel and then do that idea.
It could be on the third wheel.
Yeah, could be on the third wheel.
Here's the thing. I love the idea. I think that's a lot of fun. I think the hurdle, though, isn't the idea pull necessarily. It's us all being available. That's the thing. We got to lock in on that.
What?
I'm confused by that.
We're all available
to
right
make
now.
content?
Here we are.
Gavin just took 3 weeks, and that's not an indictment. My point is that we haven't done a draft in 3 weeks because he's gone. So I love the bit barrel, but I think the inhibitor isn't necessarily the idea, it's availability.
Well, how about
the
this?
same for anything.
It's once you pull it from the bit barrel, it's on the schedule.
That's the same for...
It's on the schedule, just like the podcast and the weekly gameplays or whatever. Like whatever the idea is, we have to produce it then.
I am fully on board if the premise is you pull the thing from the bit barrel, it goes on the schedule, and you have to adjust your life around the bit barrel. Then I see nothing wrong. Not that there is anything wrong with the bit barrel.
I've never seen an idea for a show get pitched and then the complication being, but we would all have to be there.
Well, no, the premise.
Fuck, we have to do it.
Time out, Mister. Listen, I'm the mayor.
Mr.
I'm telling you right now. This is the point
up,
of
Mr.
Jeff's
Listen.
idea. The entire structure of it is that we have things and then we aren't able to make them, and it's like, oh, we forgot. I'm saying I don't think that the issues, at least in my mind, forgetting. It's being the availability is, I think, the bigger hurdle for us.
But the barrel is full of forgotten ideas.
I think we forget stuff constantly.
See, here's the thing.
Because we record 2 in a row and then we take 2 weeks off and we don't remember what thread to pull from 2 weeks ago.
The 2 weeks off is what I'm focusing on.
Yeah.
But also, if they are forgotten ideas, then I don't know about them. So maybe when I see the bit barrel, I'll change my stance.
What?
So we have to do the bit barrel in order for you to understand the bit barrel?
No, I get the bit barrel, but I'm saying that when I hear the bit barrel, I don't feel like under the premise of, oh, there's content that we haven't made. It's because we are forgetting to do it. It's largely, I think, the stuff we make and don't make is based around availability. And when we get to it because of availability.
But we didn't not do these ideas because we weren't available to do them. We just forgot to do them.
But that's the thing. If it's a forgotten idea, then I don't remember it. So I don't know.
What?
My point is, how can I remember a forgotten idea, Gavin?
That's what the barrel's for.
We're
and then
not
we pull
asking
it
That's
out.
what I'm
remember that.
saying. So when I see the barrel, maybe I'll be like, oh no, totally. I completely get it.
So in order for you to understand the bit barrel, we have to do the bit barrel.
And I guess, yeah. Because I get it. I get the premise of it. I think it's great. Yes, I do. You're the one that's not getting it. I get it.
I
I'm
really
all
just
about the
want
bit
to
barrel.
spray paint yellow letters that say bit barrel on a big
I
red
love it.
drum.
That's
And
great.
It was just a reason to get me to do that.
You left out all the interesting ways we could get the ideas out of the bit barrel. The first suggestion was that you would do it bacon bit nightmare style by just flinging a leaf blower, blasting down into the barrel, and all the ideas go flinging into the air, and you have to catch one.
Well, yeah, their ideas are differently. And then Eric modified it, I think, is a really interesting way, too, which even if we don't do it for bit barrel, we definitely need to do it for something, which is we claw machine it.
Yeah.
You know what we should do is we should take one of the bits and encase it in 24 karat gold.
How could we do that? We would all have to be there.
Guys, I hate to do this. I know we're running long and it's time to wrap up, but I have to read 2 emails to you before we
Oh
end
my
the episode.
God. Wow, this is going to be a long
know.
episode. Jesus,
I know.
dude.
I'm sorry, but I've been sitting on these for a while and I don't want them to end up in the bit barrel because I'm not good at maintaining my email archive.
Yeah, and if they go in there, it's just a black box for Andrew. He'd never think of it again.
We'll never get together.
From time to time, I do another podcast that's just my own personal musings called So All Right. And I have an email address set up where people can email me. And they do a lot. And recently I got 2 emails that I thought were relevant to and pertaining to regulation. So if you would allow me, I'd like to read them to you now. This first one is from a guy named Z. He says, "Hello, Jeff. I've been a longtime listener. Don't know if this will break my streak of becoming a comment leaver." It absolutely does, by the way. But just listen to the recent episode of the Regulation Podcast and how you guys were talking about how if Eric would change his name to Zarek. And it made my day due to my first name being Z and my middle name being Eric. For a short time when I was born, I was Zarek due to the fact that the nurse didn't understand my father's sense of humor by naming me just Z. And for the longest time, I didn't know Eric was my middle name. I thought my name was Z-Eric. So what? I thought it was funny when Gavin asked Eric if he would change his name to Zarek.
That's great.
Wild.
That's wild.
I thought that was the single most delightful email I've ever received.
That's crazy. Wow.
There is a Zarek out there, Eric, and you could be the other Zarek. You could be the two Zareks.
Wow, Zarex.
I'm floored. I'm floored. Wow.
This next email I'll read to you, I don't know what to do with. I'm just reading it because I think it's insane. And I don't know if I believe it, but there's something at the end that kind of makes me believe it. But here, I'll read this to you. Okay. This is from a guy named Leland. "I can't believe I'm losing regulation listener status for this. I thought you'd be interested to know that the Regulation Podcast is an absolute wrecking ball on Amazon's metrics. Every product, item, or random thing talked about on the pod ends up being ordered in massive amounts from Amazon. I work for an Amazon fulfillment center, and every week after listening to the newest episode, I see a huge influx of whatever you talked about thanks to regulation listeners going crazy. I'm tired of all these damn cereals. It is absolutely hilarious how your podcast skews Amazon's metrics, and watching Amazon purchase huge amounts of these things thinking they're hot right now, only for it to die off in about a week, leaving us with a huge amount of inventory that we end up having to put on sale. This got me thinking, how far could you push it? How confused could you make everything? And I don't want to fuck with anybody's business. I don't want to do anything to get sued. But I thought that was pretty funny. And he said, "Love you all except Nick," which I appreciated. And then he said, "Nah, Nick, I love you too, but you got to pay for it." I don't know what that means, but that's funny. But then he signed his name. And this is why it makes me feel like this is a real email. And I don't know why, but it does. He signed his name, Leland, comment lever, 38 hot dogs. He put his hot dog count in his signature.
That's great. All correspondents should have that from now on, I think.
I completely agree. I think the only way to have a regulation correspondence is to list your hot dog count.
I might just start putting that in all my emails, just at the bottom, Gavin Free, 8 hot dogs.
Are you up to 8?
I thought you were at 7.
All right. Well, yeah.
Don't inflate your hot dog number to make us think you're cool.
Is my hot dog number 7? Hold on.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
Dog count. Shit.
Hey, I'm sorry, buddy. As we sign off here, want to thank the Las Vegas Aviators one more time and for Jeff's first pitch. And say that they have the best idea that I've ever seen at a ballpark, where they have their own hot dog that is their specialty hot dog. But every time they have an opposing team come in, they also have an opponent dog that they change every series. And this one had like tater tots and fry sauce and all like this different stuff. And to
bacon bits. It was so good.
It was phenomenal.
It was my first hot dog.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So way to go, Las Vegas Aviators. Best idea in the business to have an opponent dog.
Absolutely. Also, they have an opponent hamburger as well. And I did an interview with RJ. If anybody's interested in it, you can listen to it on Saul Right in the next 2 or 3 weeks. It'll take me a minute to edit that because that's more complicated than I'm used to editing. And that'll do it for another episode of the Regulation Podcast, I guess. Thanks for listening to us. Sorry this one ran a little long. I know you guys hate it when we ramble.
They're gonna hate that. Yeah, they're gonna be mad.
But we'll be back next week. We'll be more succinct. We'll be full of fun facts and fun non-facts, fiction and nonfiction, as we like to say. And hopefully you'll check out our Patreon. Andrew, what is that Patreon address off the top of your head?
The Regulation Pod.
Nailed it.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking nailed it. Thank you very much.
How did he nail it?
In what world was that nailed? Are you out of your fucking mind?
I'm sorry. Do you not understand sarcasm?
Oh.
Was that sarcastic?
When I said nailed it. All right. Thank you very much. Moving on.
Yep.
www.https://
HTTPS is before the W's.
I don't know. I'm just saying stuff. You Google the Regulation Pod Patreon and then you find it.
And regulatreon.com.
Do you think Andrew Google's Google? We'll see you next week.
Yep. Good guess. I love it. Bye.
Bye now.